Oh, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't think you get to touch me at all.
Really beautiful. There's orchids.
Take a step forward.
How are we looking
Perfect.
there? Great. No one gets to move because you're on candid camera right now.
Do we need to be closer here?
You guys come a little closer if you want.
Okay.
You all look great, man. You got to be visible.
Deep breath. I'm nervous now.
Are you?
A little bit.
You guys come a little closer if you want to. On days like this, there's so much breeze, they're going to hear my voices further down that way, so keep you guys within earshot. Thank you so much for taking the time to come today, guys. It's a real pleasure just to join Shane and Jamie on the beach today and what I think has to be arguably one of the most beautiful days in your life this far. You guys are going on record for being the most relaxed couple we've had on the beach in a few weeks now. Can't even tell you're getting married today. That's how relaxed you are.
Good news.
But, just going to check your pulse if you guys are still breathing. We're looking good there.
I'm good.
I see many of you have gotten a lot of sun already on the trip. We won't keep you out here too long today. But thank you so much for taking the time to join the couple today. It's a real privilege to be invited to someone's wedding day, so thank you for taking the effort. And your presence here today, Shane and Jamie, is a very profound one. And it's really a celebration that in this moment you both believe, as far as you are concerned, certainly by way of your personal estimation of each other, you have found the one. You found the one person you will spend the rest of your life with. I think that is great cause for celebration, and I hope that everything you two do today is in some way an extension of what you believe has both brought you to this place in your relational journey. We also want to celebrate the belief that you also realize at this stage in your relationship you are already offering the very best of yourselves to one another. And that's how you know, in essence, it's time to get married. Mm-hmm. This one person you're about to marry is truly incomparable by way of human relationship to any other person you've ever known or loved, including family members. That's how profound the marriage relationship really is. This is the person who's get to enjoy the very best of who you are. Before we give you both a chance to say your vows today, it has been said that you don't really marry just one person. In a manner of speaking, you both marry three aspects of the person you are prepared to marry today. And the first person you're marrying is, of course, the person you've already fallen in love with. It's everything you've come to know and love about your partner, particularly from your vantage point on the relationship. You've been together long enough to already bring into this moment so much by way of gratitude and awareness of why you believe this is the person for you. And if you ask anyone who's joined you here today on this beach why they're still married and why they like being married, they would tell you simply that one of the things they've done in relationship is taken every opportunity they've been given with their partner to always remind them why they still believe they're the best thing that's ever happened to them. And I got to tell you, your partner will never get tired of you showing them how much you care about them and how much you love them. As you look forward into your future, 10 years from now, 20 years and beyond, if that's the one thing you're still doing, you're doing something very profound. We call it being present with one another. The second person you marry is not just everything you've come to love about this person. It's coming to hold in such high regard and personal esteem that which they believe they've already come to love about themselves. It's the realization in life and certainly in marriage that you don't marry someone who's like you in every particular regard. I'm taking it you two have been together, ready to discover for yourselves. You have many different opinions on many different subjects. And
A few.
I don't know who's the shorter one in this relationship, but they usually say the shorter ones are in charge. But
But just barely.
barely sure. She's got like an eighth of an inch on you there.
Yeah.
But I often think it's a misnomer. If you listen to most love songs we play on the radio today, even every great love movie, they often emphasize the theme that you have to be so compatible with your mate in every respect. I think there's a different kind of wisdom that you embrace on the day of your wedding, is that you simply choose to marry that person as they are. And if you do that, you're relaxed and you rest in your uniqueness. You already bring into this relationship your own distinctive self, your own point of view. And I got to tell you, over time, that tends to become more reinforced, not less. Shane, the Chinese have their own way of commenting on this, particularly to men who are about to become married. They simply say, happy wife, happy life. All you have to do is keep Jamie happy in this relationship, and you are well on your way to guaranteeing you have a great future ahead of you. But Jamie, it's also be said, behind every great man is a very strong woman. So your love today is not only profound because you already know and have discovered why you care so deeply about this person. It will always be distinctive because your happiness, in a very mysterious way, is now inextricably bound up in each of your ability to hold the other person up in such high regard where they know that you believe just as much in them as you believe in why you love them. Someone once said, if that is really true in relationship, the essence of a good life together is simply having the ability at any given point to forgive the other person for not being you. And if you can do that, once again, you'll grow old in your uniqueness. It's a great way of growing old, by the way. The last person you both married today, and I think perhaps the most notable distinction we can draw upon you both as to why today is so special, is that you're not just marrying someone with whom you've already fallen in love with, nor are you just marrying someone who's asking you to love them as they come to appreciate themselves. But you're marrying someone who's going to become the person they are largely in life, because you're the only person they've chosen to become married to. And Shane, all we mean by that is this young lady with you today has actually chosen already to give you the very best of herself. She's only reserved that for one person, and that is her husband. You could even go so far as to say that Jamie has reserved herself exclusively for you and you alone to enjoy by way of her intimacy, her affection, and her high regard. And although she's known and loved by many here today, we would call you wealthy in relationship. And it's true that you're the one person, the most fortunate person, who will enjoy the best of this one. And so all you have to do for the rest of your life with Jamie is just to simply remind her in thought, word, and action why you appreciate her reserving the very best of her heart for you. And if you do that, you'll have a very happy lady on your hands. And I think our wives never get tired of hearing from their husbands that we care about them. You'll never be able to say that too much. There's no invisible line in your relationship. She'll say, okay, that's enough. You've told me enough. It's something very special about her hearing it from you. And she will stay young in her heart. That's a beautiful way of being with Jamie. In closing here today, Jamie, they say that wives who do that by their husbands, by way of reciprocity in relationship, is simply to tell your husband why you believe in him. It's your way of telling Shane where you see his strength when you are together. And I'll tell you the payback you'll get just by doing that in his life is that you give him the freedom to be himself. So much so, you give him the freedom to fail. And when men have wives who believe so deeply in who they are becoming, they're not afraid of making mistakes because that becomes their learning curve. And so ironically, you're bringing out the best in him by supporting him in such resonant measure where he knows you're the one person he can be himself around. And you'll bring out the greatest measures in his life from this day forward. So for both of you, today is a very special day, not because marriage is for perfect people, just for intentional ones. I hope that gives you a great degree of encouragement as you look forward into your future, because you really have a lot to look forward to today. So, you guys happy to be here with this couple today?
Yes.
Sunburn and all.
Yes.
Well, Shane and Jamie are going to give you both a chance just to say your vows today. And the first part of your vows we call the Declaration of Consent. And it's interesting, anywhere you go around the world today, we still give a couple an opportunity to name the sentiment they actually believe has brought them to this place. And we're going to celebrate that just simply by asking you both a question and give you a chance to just respond by saying, I do, or I will. And incidentally, Shane, she'll teach you two other words in a few more months. That's yes, dear. We're going to start very simple here today on the beaches. But look into the eyes of your bride at this time, sir, and give you a chance to express your belief and your commitment to her. Shane, will you have Jamie to be your wife, to love together in the estate of matrimony? Do you promise to love her, to comfort her, to honor and to keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others from this point on? Do you promise to be faithful to your wife, Jamie, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
That was a resonant yes, ladies and gentlemen.
I do.
Thank you, Shane. Jamie, will you have Shane as your husband, to love together as well in the estate of matrimony? Do you also promise to love him, to comfort him, to honor and to keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others from this point on? Do you also promise to be faithful to your husband, Shane, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
Thank you. Aren't you glad that was not a rock, paper, scissors moment, ladies and gentlemen? You guys are doing great this afternoon. I'm just going to give you both an opportunity now to express your vows formally. And Shane, we're going to start first with you.
Okay.
Looking in the eyes of your lady. Just going to have you please repeat after me.
Okay.
At this time.
At this time.
You're well on your way to getting married. Please repeat after me. In the presence of our witnesses.
In the presence of our witnesses.
I, Shane Snyder.
I, Shane Schneider.
Do take you, Jamie Henson.
Do take you, Jamie Hansen.
To be my wife.
To be my wife.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
In joy and in sorrow.
In joy and in sorrow.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
And to be faithful to you alone.
And to be faithful to you alone.
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
Thank you, Shane. I think she likes what you had to say today.
Yeah?
I accept.
We just brokered a deal today on the beach. Are you ready to say your vows to your husband?
I am.
Please repeat after me. In the presence of our witnesses,
In the presence of our witnesses,
I, Jamie Hansen,
I, Jamie Hansen,
do take you, Shane Schneider,
do take you, Shane Schneider,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for rich or for poor,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
and to be faithful to you alone,
and to be faithful to you alone,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
You guys are doing great.
Good. Thank
May
you.
we have the rings at this time? Weren't quite sure where the rings were, but we believe they're here. Are you guys brothers?
Twins.
Something about that DNA just gave it away.
Joke's on good.
A few more secrets I'm sure you have up your sleeve. All things will be revealed in due time.
Yes.
Well, Shane and Jamie, as we give you both an opportunity at this time just to offer the rings you've also chosen for this occasion, as family and friends gathered here with you today, we ask you to be mindful that these rings are purely symbolic of what you already to believe to be mostly substantive and essential of your life together. For most people on the day of their wedding, it's typically a reminder of a few things. On the one hand, just a sincere reminder of how much you care about this person. Love is profound, not only its ability to show to our partners at any given point in time why we care about them. It's simply the realization, and you can ask your parents about this, and particularly your grandparents, that who you actually marry will never be the same person. You know, over time, we become that much more certain of who we think we are becoming in life. 10 years from now, you'll even have a more definitive idea of the kind of person you think you are, what it is you want from life, and by extension, how you want to be validated with those that you've given yourself to. And so these rings will remind you that you give permission for each person in the relationship to evolve and continue to adapt in their own individuality when they are with you. It's also a reminder of how much you believe the relationship in and of itself matters deeply to you. You wouldn't be here today had you not already succeeded in each other's lives, earning the right to be here essentially, because you bring into this moment the mindfulness of all of your personal investment. So much time and energy you've already invested in this relationship in a good way. And that's something to be mindful of as you now appreciate why you've already discovered the most important thing when you are together. But lastly, it's simply your promise that from this day forward, you will always choose to give the very best of yourself to one another in acts of kindness, vulnerability, and transparency. And so at this time, Shane, I'd like to give you a chance just to place that ring on the ring finger of Jamie as an expression of your love for her. Just pull her finger left-wise, a little left and right like that. There you go, sir. Pull her finger that way. Okay. It's the only time you can pull her finger. So Jamie, you pull this way and there you go. It's a snug fit. Yeah, she's officially married now, folks. So holding the hand of your lady in yours,
Weld that
looking once
thing
more
up.
in her eyes. Please repeat after Jamie.
Jamie. I didn't know if he's going to keep going. Jamie,
This ring I give to you
this ring I give to you
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love,
and I pledge to you
and I pledge to you
my loyalty
my loyalty
and my devotion
and my devotion
as long as I live.
as long as I live.
And with this ring,
And with this ring,
I also give you my promise
I also give you my promise
that from this day forward,
that from this day forward is a long sentence.
you will never walk alone.
You will never walk alone.
I am so proud
I am so proud. He did the again thing earlier.
to be your husband.
To be your husband.
I think you're doing great, just for the record.
Words.
Jamie, at this time, I'd like to invite you to do the same as you place that ring on your husband's finger, also as an affirmation of your love for him. That certainly went a lot easier.
Yes.
Please repeat after me. Shane,
Shane,
this ring I also give to you
this ring I also give to you
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love,
and I pledge to you
and I pledge to you
my loyalty
my loyalty
and my devotion
and my devotion
as long as I live.
as long as I live.
And with this ring,
And with this ring,
I also offer my
I
promise
also offer my promise
that from this day forward,
that from this day forward,
you will never walk alone.
you will never walk alone.
I am so proud
I'm so proud
to be your wife.
to be your wife.
So Shane and Jamie, in as much as you've gathered here today, having come in a very sincere and intentional manner to share your vows of love, devotion, admiration, and commitment to one another, expressing that same belief in the rings you have each given and received today, but most profoundly perhaps by the authority of your love that is so evident in this beautiful moment. It is now my distinct pleasure, by the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and by the power vested in me, to declare you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride, sir. Congratulations.
Yay!
You can relax now, girl. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. At this time, it's our distinct pleasure to announce to you our most recent addition to the islands of the Bahamas, the new and very much improved Mr. and Mrs. Schneider. Let's have a round of applause.